J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World has become one of the most successful movie franchises in the history of the box office. Over a time span of 10 years, 8 Harry Potter movies grossed an average of $965.428 million worldwide per film. After the Deathly Hallows Part 2 closed the gate for the Harry Potter saga in 2011 with over $1.3 billion worldwide, I thought the money rain would finally be over for Warner. With Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, they found a great way to continue with their Wizard World cash cow, releasing a movie which made a lot of fans of the franchise happy and which continued to earn over $800 million worldwide, even beating the worst Harry Potter movie when it comes to the box office earnings. Now, with the second installment, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, Warner has the chance to end their box office year of 2018 on a very high note, leading to the inevitable question: will The Crimes of Grindelwald become the last 1 billion movie of 2018? The year so far has been sensational box office wise. Black Panther ruled the audiences in February and March. Infinity War destroyed all expectations in April and May and set record after record. Incredibles 2 lifted the benchmark for animated movies to new heights, and Fallen Kingdom stunned with a good multiplier and an incredible unexpected China performance. All these movies have proved to please the crowd, grossing way over $1 billion for each film, and while there are still some, well, more like a ton of movies which will have at least very interesting box office runs in 2018, the sequel to the first Fantastic Beasts is really the only one which could reach the milestone of $1 billion worldwide. What does Fantastic Beasts 2 need to do to reach that milestone? It needs to outgross its predecessor by 22.85%, and here is where it gets tricky. From my personal opinion, while not impossible, Fantastic Beasts will have a hard time reaching that increase, and here are the 2 reasons why. A set fan base built through over a decade. For me, it's a very good thing to create a prediction on a movie like Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, since all general rules for the box office power of a movie out of the Wizarding World are very set throughout the years. The overseas earnings are almost every time between $547 and $664 million, while the domestic performance almost also every time lands between $249 and $317 million. Looking at the numbers of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the movie almost perfectly fits into those ranges, with $234 million earned in the domestic market and $580 million earned from overseas territories. You never see a franchise with such a scale and such a huge amount of installments to make insane unexpected jumps when it comes to the box office earnings. The fan base will not increase because of an unknown wonder. It's just a very set amount of people who turn up for the movies out of this cinematic universe. Most of the time, the jumps will be small. You could bring the first Jurassic World or jumps from the MCU movies as an argument against that statement, but those jumps are happening because of different reasons. Nostalgia kicked in immensely when Jurassic World was released in 2015, and a jump like that could only have happened for the first Fantastic Beasts movie. Since there was only a time span of 5 years between the last Potter movie and the first Fantastic Beasts movie, nostalgia came not into play. Box office jumps like in the Captain America franchise or in the Iron Man franchise happened because these franchises were still young and the settled amount of audiences was still left to be defined. Additionally to that, most big jumps always had another reason. Iron Man 3, The Winter Soldier, and also Thor: The Dark World benefited immensely from the huge success of the first Avengers movie, which lifted the whole MCU up to new heights. And Civil War has to be seen also differently, since it was an event movie with a happening first of its kind: superhero mass battle. Because of these points, while Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald probably has the potential to increase on its predecessor's numbers, it will do so in a range which is realistically for the Wizarding universe, since all aspects which might lead to an even higher increase are not given for this highly expected sequel. Point number 2. An immensely crowded December. To release a film in mid-November is always a good thing when you're aiming for a healthy, long run over the Christmas time period, leading to a high multiplier. The first Fantastic Beasts benefited from that immensely, since the 234 million total in the domestic market was only possible because of very healthy increases the movie made over the late December, early January time span. For Crimes of Grindelwald to do the same, it will be very hard since the December of 2018 is the most crowded one I have ever witnessed. 10 movies will be released wide over a time span of only 12 freaking days. The quality of Crimes of Grindelwald can be as good as possible and the quality of the other movies can be as bad as possible. Such a huge amount of releases will inevitably lead to a lot of screens which will be stolen from Crimes of Grindelwald, and because of that, very hard time to reach a high multiplier. Honestly, I even think that Bumblebee and Mary Poppins Returns can be huge hits when everything falls into perfect place, and when this becomes reality, it will be really hard for Crimes of Grindelwald to reach immensely new heights in the domestic market. Now, after talking so much about factors which will affect or not affect the performance of the movie, let's talk some numbers. When Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald fails to live up to the quality of its predecessor, I think that the movie will fall short of 800 million and will join the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban as the second movie out of the Wizard universe of J.K. Rowling to not gross $800 million worldwide. In a different scenario, when the quality is equal to the first Fantastic Beasts movie, the film will outgross its predecessor by performing a little less in the domestic market but enough more in the overseas markets to come out on top when it comes to the worldwide numbers. When everything works perfect for Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, meaning that the quality is sensational, the competition is actually not so hard because of bad quality, and to see Hogwarts on the big screen again in combination with the character of Dumbledore really brings some people more back to the cinema, then the movie will land in the Harry Potter 5 to 7 range, unfortunately not breaking 1 billion worldwide. Whatever scenario happens, I think it is safe to say that the movie will not be a financial disappointment. Even in the most pessimistic scenario that I can think of, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald will still come in just a little under 800 million, transforming it into a big success for Warner, even when the production budget will land at 200 million or even a little more. I hope you like this new prediction. I think I will maintain this new style and I will going to continue soon with the next video. When you want to have a specific movie predicted, leave me a suggestion in the comments. Cheers, see you soon.